Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. You're back again with Talk Football, and today we are here to discuss about all these details that came about the Haaland deal, the Saul Niguez deal, and the review on the Premier League match week 2 as well. We will be joined by Flo, and maybe Tilina would also be uh, gay, like coming in with his presence maybe later on the stream. Flo will be joining us a little bit later on. We'll be starting off with the Haaland news and on the Saul Niguez news as well. And let's get into it. As always, people, like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Please send us in your comments and your thoughts and your feelings about everything. This is a platform for you guys. You can just have your say, and then maybe we could enjoy a friendly debate within our little community here at Talk Football. Always nice to see the community growing on Facebook and YouTube and on Twitch as well. It has been a pleasure doing these videos for you. When I see these comments and everything, it gives me a lot of enthusiasm to do these things moving forward as well. So let's start with the Haaland deal to Chelsea. Chelsea had bid for Haaland on an unofficial basis. Take it whatever you may be, with regards to whether it's being official, unofficial, whatever it is. Chelsea had bid for Haaland through intermediaries, so it won't be an official bid because the bid wasn't accepted. So that's generally how bids work right now. So that went in. Chelsea started negotiating with Mino Raiola with regards to everything else. Mino Raiola had demanded 50 million as his wages for Haaland for a year, and then 40 million as agent fees. So that's a 90 million in year one without his transfer fee, right? 50 million a year for a player who has not played in the Premier League, who is only 21 years old, who has also not done it in the Prem, and also hasn't won much in the Bundesliga. Yes, he will do his thing when he moves to a bigger club. That's no doubt. It's Erling Haaland we're talking about here. But 50 million euros per year, that's about 850,000 pounds a week for a 21-year-old. And this does not include his bonuses and stuff like that when he scores his goals, wins all these trophies, and so on and so forth. For me, this is absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that, you have to pay 40 million to Mino Raiola as his agent fees as well. What would this mean to the squad? A Chelsea squad that has just won the Champions League. You got Kai Havertz, you got Mason Mount, then you got Jorginho, Conte, Kovacic, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Antonio Rudiger, Andres Christensen, and Cesar Azpilicueta, or maybe any others who are involved in the Chelsea squad. When it's time for their contracts, it will just ruin the wage structure of the club. So Chelsea decided to move away from this deal, and rightly so. I have no problems with this, and I commend Chelsea for doing that as well. Deals like this are the reason why clubs like Barcelona are in trouble right now. Look at where they are. They are in a very, very bad situation where they can't even recover for themselves. They can't even register their own players. They had to sell their own players to register players. That's how bad they are in. So, coming back to my point. So, this is at a stage where a Haaland does not have a release clause. Next year, Haaland will have a 65 million release clause. I suspect Raiola will go and do the same thing next year as well. Put on his agent fees and then his wage demands. It's just ridiculous. I just can't believe it. Every time I think about it, I'm just thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, man. What's wrong with you? And so to speak, right? At the end of the day, um, let's say next year, 65 million, maybe with the bonuses and so on and so forth. Maybe it might rise to 90 million. That's just there to be seen as of yet. But which clubs are able to afford these things? I personally don't think Bayern Munich would be doing it, because I don't think Bayern Munich are that stupid. Bayern Munich is a well-run club and they don't care about these things, right? And they would always do what's right for the club. You might see a PSG trying to do it, but 850,000 pounds, 850,000 euros a week would just ruin their club as well. With the recent events of Kylian Mbappe he might be going into Real Madrid, I don't think he would be going for it as well. It's just ridiculous for me to see even next year. We have got a comment from Twitch. Thank you. Thank you, or thank you for your praises and so on and so forth. I appreciate all the love and everything that you guys give to us. As always, I appreciate everything and thank you again. Remember to follow us on Twitch as well. Excellent. So coming back to my point, Barcelona are in a disarray right now, and they are not going to be doing anything, right? The English clubs, even though we have the money, and also even though we have the viewerships, we have all these things, we have the sponsorship, we have everything that is needed under the sun to make such deals happen, we will not be doing anything like this. Chelsea certainly won't be doing it. I hope Manchester United would not be doing it, because I don't think that they're that stupid. Because remember, Mino Raiola is the agent of Paul Pogba, and what a merry-go-round that has been. Manchester City would certainly not do it, even though they're backed by a state. They will not be doing it, and we know Liverpool won't do it. Liverpool hesitated to pay Saul Niguez the amount that he wanted. So it's just ridiculous, in my opinion. But can you imagine? I believe maybe on a later stage, on a different era, maybe in a couple of years' time, maybe in 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years' time, uh, players would go in for fees like this, because at the end of the day, you have these players have been brought up in an environment where they have social media right now. Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe have millions and millions and millions of followers, right? And they could charge up to $300,000 or something for a company, for a sponsorship or something, just to post something about themselves. So they would demand these high end things. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion. Uh, Thanks, man. Always appreciate about it. But if you want to know more about soccer, stick with us, follow us, just stay on our streams, and you'll learn a lot more, man. It's a very interesting thing, and so on. We have our special guest, Flo, has joined us on the stream. Hey, Flo, how are you doing?
Very well. How are you guys? You guys okay?
Yeah. No, all good, all good. I was just talking about this Haaland thing, right, Flo? It has been come out like saying 50 million per year. That's what has been demanded by Mino Raiola from Chelsea for Haaland, and 40 million on top of it as his agent fees for year one, right? And then on top of that, there would be maybe a 6-year deal where 150 million would go into Borussia Dortmund, but in that maybe year one you would see about 30 million going into Dortmund, but then you got that 90 million that you got to pay up front for players like Haaland, right?
I
In
think
my
it's 60
opinion,
million. I think it's 60
no,
million
that
has
is
to be
next year.
upfront next year.
No,
Yes,
but that's next year. So the initial bid what we tried to do this year was this is what it was, and that's why Chelsea walked away from the deal. And I believe because Chelsea is not stupid, you know what I mean? They don't do idiotic things like this.
of course. But Chelsea is perfect, right? Isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not about Chelsea being perfect. You know what I mean? Why would you pay a 21-year-old who's coming to the Premier League for the first time in his life 850,000 pounds a week or
I mean, that's
euros a week?
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That's
It's too
just,
much.
and that's not even including his bonuses. Like, if what if he scores these goals, and what if Chelsea ends up winning a Champions League or a Premier League or whatever the bloody thing they win? They had to pay even more on top of that. So the deal in total would have ended up costing Chelsea close to £500 million by the end of 5 or 6 years, and that's why Chelsea walked away and went in for went in for Lukaku and got that thing done, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But the thing that people do not understand is what would this bring to the knock-on effect on the players of the other club like Kai Havertz. What if, when they start having good seasons, and you already can see he's having a good season, Mason Mount, Reece James, these players have already won the Champions League, right? And they would demand more wages when it comes to their contract negotiations, and this is what happens when, like, clubs, this is what has happened to Barcelona, to be honest.
I mean,
Over exorbitant
it
fees.
destabilized the club as a whole because like you playing with the guy next to you who's earning 6 times more than your salary.
Exactly
Eight times
right.
more salary, and you're asking, are you 8 times better than me? Are you 6 times better than me? I
Are you
mean,
6 times or 8 times better than me? You're not. You know what I
so
mean?
this can describe. I mean, Barcelona. What happened? They've just gone out of control. I
Out of
understand. I mean,
control.
I understand for Messi because Messi, he's a profile.
Oh, see,
He's a marketing
Lionel
figure.
Messi,
He's an exception.
he's
He's
an
one of
exception. Yes,
he's
Lionel
one of
Messi,
a
when he
kind.
comes into a club or something.
Ronaldo, those are Mbappe, those
Mm,
big names. Those are exclusive. Those
yeah,
are.
exactly right. See, like, there are fans who just love Lionel Messi for Lionel Messi. They don't love him because he's for Barcelona or anything.
He's a
He
legend.
walks
I
into
mean,
that.
Messi is a legend. Messi is a legend.
Exactly.
You cannot
He
compare Messi, Ronaldo to anyone else. To be fair, because
Exactly right. So he
they
walks
represent
into PSG and
they're a
he
different
brings
planet.
about a couple of million fans with him who would buy his t-shirt or his jersey or something with his name with a PSG kit, right? And that's a different story. Haaland does not have that sort of following. Messi has won so many Ballon d'Ors, so many Champions Leagues, La Ligas, and all. He has been there and done it. And I understand Messi getting paid that much. I understand Ronaldo getting paid that much. I just don't
But
understand how can this
everybody else could not get close to them.
exactly, and I don't understand this leech, this parasite, this fucking it. It's sorry for my harsh language. This absolute monstrosity of a bastard in Mino Raiola asking a club for 40 million as his agent fees and 850,000. I'm pretty sure all that 40 million that he's going to get from the Haaland deal, he's going to spend it on freaking McDonald's and just destroy it.
I mean,
It's
but
it's
you talk about the ultimate elite football agent along with George Mendes.
exactly, no, I
They're the
understand, but who is
biggest.
going to pay this?
I
Nobody's
mean,
going to do this.
he's at the same time, Minarola and George Mendes are the Ronaldo and the Messi in the world. In that
Yes,
world,
but the
they
thing
are
is, Flo, they have to also understand no
they
club in
don't
the world
care.
is gonna.
Business
Yeah,
come
but no, but
first.
yeah, but the problem is no club in the world is gonna pay this now.
But you only know that when you put the price on. So this was the tester. Minarola Waida, he just done a test. This is my price. If you want, come and get it. And if you do achieve to get that, what a stroke from the agent. But if you
Yes, what a
don't,
stroke from the agent. He will get rich
but
and so on and so forth. But if a club
but
does it, I believe it's the stupidest thing the club can
it
do
is.
because it's gonna destabilize the club. And I don't think any English club is foolish enough to do it. I
No,
just
no,
don't believe
I don't
any English club would
think
do it.
it's way too much. It's way too
It
much,
is way
but
too much.
it's way
I
too
mean,
much. But
there is
at the
overkill.
same time, if he was, because Norway internationally are not, uh, I mean, it's like you can't compare France and England or Italy because
Hmm.
those are World Cup potential World Cup winners
Yeah,
for
see,
2022. So
Flo,
based on
I'll give you
that,
for an
Norway is
instance,
not going to
right?
be in that league because these guys, I mean, Mbappe, even Harry Kane,
Hmm.
they come with international pedigree.
Pedigree. There is a pedigree. I'll give you
So
for an instance, right? You got Paul Pogba, who is also a player that Mino Raiola owns, right? Right now, that's his agent. Paul Pogba only wants for Paul Pogba. I mean, compared to this, wants £400,000 a week from Manchester United or from PSG or whatever it is, right? Paul Pogba is a World Cup winner. He is one or the best midfielder in the world right now. Paul Pogba is immense, right? If Paul Pogba, an experienced player who has been there, done it in the highest of stages in the World Cup, he won it, and he, he is amazing, right? And if he wants only 400,000, what has Haaland done to deserve 850,000 pounds? Oh, 850,000 euros per week? Nothing, in my opinion.
I mean, you can't say
Nothing.
nothing because he's breaking every record. Like he's scoring
Yes,
a
but this is in the
goal per game. I
Bundesliga.
mean, this is what it is. So he's in the Bundesliga. So if he can replicate that figure in the Premier League, then he's worth
Yes,
every
but the
penny.
Yes, but the problem is he worth 850,000? You got Harry Kane who is doing that for even less.
No, no, no. I don't think anyone is worth that much. On my level, I don't.
Exactly
I
right.
disagree with that. I disagree with anyone who earned that much because it's just ridiculous price. When you got
See,
soldiers, when you got soldiers who goes and sacrifice their life for just
exactly
25,
right.
30K.
Harry
So
Kane at Tottenham Hotspur, a worse team in a much better league, which is the Premier League, at the age of 28 and also being injured for half the league, right? Scores 33 goals and assists 33. He still doesn't get that much. Who the hell is Haaland to deserve this much? This is my point, right?
I mean,
He
my
might make his move.
what
He
would be
might
your
do
price
his
tag,
thing
Jimmy? How much would you pay?
for Erling Haaland.
Hmm.
200,000, 250,000. I think it's fair until he proves himself in the Prem, wins the Premier League or wins whatever the league where he is in, and maybe also win the Golden Boot and so on and so forth. You know, yes, he has scored everything, but he still didn't get the Golden Boot in the Bundesliga. Who got that? It was still Robert Lewandowski, who doesn't even get paid that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's it. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, he's from a different era. He's wow football team.
See, this is my
Um,
point. This is my point, man. See, it's 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 just insane.
for
This
me,
paras. See,
what would I've given
this
him?
is what
What would I've given him? I would have given him probably 250,
exactly.
probably
250 is fair plus
250
bonuses.
plus bonuses, providing if you become Ballon d'Or, he will get an extra 100K, and if he could
Yeah,
become the Premier League
you know,
winner and the Champions League,
Premier League winner, Champions League
he get
winner,
another 30,
Golden Boot,
30K,
all that.
40K on top of his salary. Yes,
Hmm.
that yes, but
Or
no,
this
not too
amount of
early.
hat tricks, this amount of braces, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I understand that. But this is my point, right? These people are the people who conspired with the Florentino Perez's and all these monsters of football and created this stupid fucking thing called the Super League, which we will not be able to stop, which will come out in the future anyway, which would which would start pumping in money into clubs in the future, and so that they would make more money to these elite, so-called elite clubs, and pump this money into these players, and this is what will kill football maybe in the future. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm happy that Chelsea didn't go through with this. I'm happy that my club stood its ground, and I'm happy that we did this deal with Lukaku, and I'm happy that we might be signing a couple of players before the end of the transfer market and strengthening our squad even more than what we are able to do, and without destabilizing the squad and have this harmonious thing within the squad. I do not want this fucking parasite near my club. I do not want this fucking leech near my club. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, because there were so many Chelsea fans just saying, "Oh, it's only 50 million more. It's only 50 million more. Pay this 50 million, you can get Haaland." It's not about this extra 50 million. It's about the additional 400 million that will cost us within the next 5 to 6 years. It's half a billion pounds that we are talking about. It's not only the transfer fees that you will be paying for this player. You got to pay this, his agent, his fucking father, him, and then all of this. It's a culmination of bullshit. This is what it is to me, and I'm just so happy. I'm sorry I was ranting about all of this. I hope the viewers who are watching just understands what my frustrations is all about. And I know, Flo, you understand this, because this has been happening to some of the players who are involved in your club as well, who are not even earning that much. We are talking about as well. It's just ridiculous. It happens in all clubs, but it's not going to happen in this exorbitant amount of money, if I'm not mistaken. So coming on
I
to the
mean,
next news. Coming on to the next news, Flo. Saul Niguez, all over
mhm,
the news right now.
yeah.
Chelsea is working on a deal
Mhm.
with Saul Niguez, as well as Manchester United, trying to bring him in to the Premier League. The player has already agreed personal terms with Chelsea. Chelsea is also negotiating with Atletico Madrid for the player to come in. As well as Manchester United is also looking into this whole aspect from the background. But also, there is a chance that Chelsea might drop the Saul Niguez deal if Monaco goes out of the Champions League tonight and go for Chouameni, who is their midfielder and that we want to bring into the club. What are your thoughts about Saul Niguez coming into the Premier League?
I think he will. I think that's a very good addition. He has proven in Atletico Madrid that his game style, I mean, works for the team. He's another Fabregas like, He's very, hello, Tilena.
Hey boys, what's up?
Good, good,
Continue,
Very
Flo.
good.
good, man.
Continue. Yeah.
So Saul, he's very technically and strategically
I think you muted yourself, Flo.
yes, that's me. There you go.
So yeah, Tilna, Saul Niguez. Any idea?
Uh, yeah, I saw the news that Chelsea are currently leading the race, but we are also in the game.
Hmm.
Trying to sign him up. I think we need a central defensive midfielder. Saul
But
is a
Saul
bit
Niguez is
more.
not a
Yeah,
CDM.
so
He's
he's
like a
he's
central
a little more
midfielder.
attacking
Hmm.
midfielder, but you know, we will take whatever we can get at this point. I think it was pretty apparent the way we played that Fred is, I guess, in the
Shit.
same league as Sunday League football when it comes
Oh.
to Premier League, especially. I mean, he's okay in the Champions League, but that's because most of the teams are not physical. When you compare, so that's why whenever he gets bad rap for Premier League, and then midweek he plays a Champions League game, and everyone talks like he's like worth every single penny, and then
Hmm.
back to the Premier League, and
But I'm sorry
reality
to
hits.
interrupt you, Tilena, but
Yeah,
Saul Miguel, he's not a big guy either. He's a
yeah,
small guy. He's not very physical. He's just technically gifted with. He reads the game. He's a good bowler, and he's a good game player. He stick to the plan from the coach, and he executes well. So he's not one of them guys who barge in everyone. So
yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying as well.
that's the
Saul
gamble for
Niguez.
him. That's the gamble for him to come to the Premier League, because the Premier League,
Yeah,
if you can hack this, then you can be a wow, a
yeah,
top dropper
and
player.
and
But if you can't, you're gonna basically leave the league, go to Italy, or go back to Spain or
yeah. So
France.
I agree with that. I don't think Saul is the ideal replacement for what we are looking for, because he has different attributes.
For United, it would be so good to have a Neves, like the
Yes,
guys from
I
Neves.
agree.
Wolves.
Yeah, I
he would
100%
be
agree
perfect. He would be perfect for
because he's
United,
proven, right? He's proven Premier League proven.
and he
So
He
score
also
goals.
has this long range shot as well in him, which is
yeah,
He's a
absolutely
top player.
tremendous.
and I think he'll get along, link up well with Bruno Fernandes as well, who's playing, right in front of him for Portugal. So I think
Scotty
that will
Mac
be,
also will benefit from him.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So I don't know why we are going for Saul Niguez when we can go for someone like you said, Ruben Neves.
Mm.
Uh,
The reason why it is because nobody expected how this would happen. Because the thing is, when Chelsea came in, it was Liverpool who was leading the race, and they just thought Saul would reduce his wages and then be like, okay, now I'll come to Liverpool. This is how Liverpool thinks. Or we'll wait. We'll we'll make him wait and then get
or
it
you
done
can,
for cheaper. This
or
is
maybe you
exactly
can
how
have the
Liverpool does.
Arsenal mentality and spend that 40 million on some.
Flo. This is not me who said things. This was Tilina who started all this
Yeah,
nonsense. So I'm just trying to
today,
explain what
But
today,
you
happened with
know,
Saul.
today,
with
today, just
us, with Arsenal game plan, the one thing we don't know as fan, we're just talking. I mean, we're talking left. I mean, we got every type of excuse for Arsenal given,
Hmm.
but maybe that was the game. We don't know the exact game plan from the owners to the technical director Edu and the coach. Maybe this year they're ready to fail. May they have prepared for failure this year and
Yep.
look for success in a couple of years because all the players they bought, they're very young, 20 years old, 21, 23 maximum. So they get a taste of the Premier League and I don't know the Euro, forget the Euro, the Premier League and the Cups playing with the big teams in the Premier League and 1 year exposure, 2 year exposure, and then only they might lift up. So that could be the plan. I mean, I don't know. Exactly. We've been very
all right.
patient as fans.
I got a question for you, Flo. I mean, we have our own group chat for the folks who are watching, and one of the arguments of Flo was that maybe we didn't do justice by Arsenal when it comes to the combined team that we, made the day of the game, I guess. But now that the game is done and dusted, do you have any uh, like counterpoints
There
to
you go.
the lineup that we
Yeah,
selected based
I
on the
mean,
performance of Arsenal
no,
and Chelsea?
this lineup was not based on the performance of Arsenal. This lineup was days prior
All
the
right, so
game.
now you have that data,
So
right? Now you
no,
have the
no.
data of the
So
match.
prior the game, I mean, don't get me wrong. Chelsea, I would have more Chelsea players than any other Arsenal team. That's 100% true. I'm not even gonna dispute that. We're miles away from Chelsea. Like we are miles away, and that's factual. So, but
Factual.
my debate is, example, Lukaku. You both have put Lukaku up front without even seeing him playing in the Premier League under the
See,
Chelsea T-shirt. But
Just
now,
just for
right
your
now,
he
info,
has
Flo.
played in
right
Just for
Premier
now.
your
League.
info, this
But hold on,
team
hold on,
was
hold on, hold on.
chosen on these few parameters. So before you make your point, I'll explain the parameters of how
I
this
know that
team was chosen.
I've listened to it. I've
Oh
listened to
shit!
it. So the parameters that you guys have mentioned that Lukaku is going to be good, etc. Yes, he is. Don't get me wrong, he's probably right now better in a better situation than Aubameyang. But if you take context of Aubameyang's scoring record as well to Lukaku, they very much meet each other's in the long way. Because for Dortmund, what Aubameyang has done was unbelievable.
Yep,
What
the
Aubameyang has
reason why
done,
Lukaku was
what
chosen
Aubameyang
is
has done.
because we had we thought that Aubameyang would not start or would not play because we thought he was still down with COVID, and that's the reason why we did not choose either Aubameyang or Lacazette into the team. Only players who were fit and ready to go for the game was chosen in this. That was
And
one of the
I
criteria.
believe I also mentioned that if Aubameyang was playing, he wouldn't play up front. He'd play on the left, and he'd probably take Mount's place. That Mount
Given the
can't go
last year
outside
that
because
Mount had, Aubameyang would
easily.
not come in.
West
No,
Saka.
I disagree. I think Aubameyang would easily, pip Mount
We
to
put
that
in
position.
Saka before. We put in Saka before, but then Havertz is much better.
I'm not talking about Saka. I'm saying
No,
Aubameyang, who
Saka.
is a
I
much
mean,
more
Saka
mature
had a
player.
better season last season than Kai. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, but
Kai
Kai
did.
had COVID.
Okay, now
and
there you
still
go.
won the
There
Champions League.
you go. I mean, that's a different thing. Winning something and
Yeah.
you talk about
Right, right.
you talk
Okay,
you talk
fine,
about
fine.
no, but hold on. You talk about individual performance for the position. Saka was a lot
Yeah,
better. He's probably 5 times better than Kai right now.
right now.
Apart from not right now, but because Saka hasn't been playing.
All right.
But
So, Flo,
Okay, I'll
even
put in
ask you.
Saka.
Let me ask you. Based on
even
the
for the
performance, would
Mhm.
you take out, say, Mount
Okay.
or whoever to put Aubameyang in there
Oh yeah,
based on the
100%,
performance?
100%. I put Oba back.
Based
But
on the performance of the
based
match.
on last year's performances.
No, no, I'm talking about the match. Based on the match.
But then based on the match, I would not put a single Arsenal player on the team. I mean, that I'm not even debating that. We got to be realistic at the same time. I'm just not gonna fool myself with the dream that I can defend any Arsenal player when I can't. No, we were rubbish. So that's not deniable. But what I'm saying on the overall performance, Saka should be there as a combined 11. Tierney for me is better than Chilwell. I'm so sorry to say. I don't know
Oh,
what you
see,
guys,
we did
you
it.
know.
We did this. See,
So
Tierney is in over Chilwell.
because Chilwell is the debate was just because you felt sorry for it. That's why you put Tierney because you wanted at least one Arsenal color into that team. So
Yes, but I always
you
rated Tierney. I think
yeah
Tierney is
but
awesome. But only problem with Tierney
yes
is
you
if he's
have.
not made out of biscuits, he'll be in this team forever.
Forget biscuits. This guy's Scottish. He doesn't need even underpants. So
Yes,
what are you
but
talking? The
he
guy
got
is
injured playing 60 minutes.
minus 30. He got his balls out, man.
How many times did Chilwell get injured last season, and how many times did Tierney get injured last season?
Hold on, man. Yes, last season is one of the season nobody can control it. This is COVID season, so
Yes, but
everyone.
then you
No. But
do you
look
agree
at
that people before buying a player
hold on.
consider the injury record of
You know,
players as well?
you been. But look at Tierney. Did he have any when he was at Celtic before buying his first injury? A real injury is when the day he joined Arsenal. So he was not. He's never been an injury prone. He's been consistent for Celtic. He's been the young at 18 years old. He's been captain of the club till the age of 21 until he moved here to London. So
Maybe it's the problem with the Arsenal
Scotland
medical staff.
and for Scotland, Robertson is not having an easy ride with Tierney. They choose
Oh,
Tierney over
see,
Robertson. And
I
when
rate
Robertson
Tierney
went not
very, very
playing,
high.
who's the captain for the country? Tierney. And you
Tierney.
talking about Chilwell? You can't debate Chilwell and Tierney. Come on, Tierney he got the left kick that he had. He whipped the goal. He got no one on the other end to put the ball in the net. That's all.
So see, we'll look at this after 10 games when Chilwell starts playing, right? And
Look
when
at the
Chilwell whips in
team.
those crosses,
No,
when Chilwell whips
you
in
don't
those
even have
crosses,
to.
and you got big R99, big
But look at the.
Big
Nah, but
Rom
that's nothing to do
Lukaku,
with that. That's
big
that.
Rom Lukaku
That's a
heading it
different.
in.
But that's a different thing. So it's like if Tierney was playing for Chelsea, then I could say you could say the same
Oh
thing. He would
yes,
be even better. But
100%. I agree.
but if Chilwell would have played for Arsenal, would he be this performant as Tierney? No,
No, this is what I
no.
mean, right? It's
You can't.
at
You
the end
can't.
of
No
the
way.
day. At the end of the day, when the year finishes, it comes down to statistics.
Well, that's people like you. I disagree. I'm not a statistic person. I'll go with the. I mean, if you deserve to win, you win. If you don't deserve to win, you don't win. I'm old
So
school.
what is your judgment of Arteta though? I thought second half Arsenal, tried to claw back a little.
Yes, but we
Arteta for
did
me,
play.
Yeah.
Arteta
We
for me.
literally stopped playing.
But they were good in the second half. I mean, better
No,
than the first half. Yeah.
Arteta, he needs a lot more time. We're just the wrong club. We're just the wrong club for him.
It's too big of a job for him.
It's too big, and we don't know. I mean, everything about Arsenal has been said already. There's nothing more to add from no one. So
No,
whatever you add, all the banters that you both do, we're not gonna add to anything on top of that. What we all know.
Yeah,
Everything.
I agree.
Everything has been said, and the reason why people do that is because Arsenal is a big club. If Arsenal was an average club, people would not banter Arsenal as much as we get bantered.
Oh, look at Newcastle right now.
Yeah,
They
but
were a
Newcastle is
big
not.
cup.
Yeah, but they're not the
Now
same
they're
league as
not.
Arsenal. It's not. They're not the same league as Arsenal. Arsenal is way beyond Newcastle in every level. But you talk about the three biggest clubs in UK: Liverpool, Manchester, and United.
I'll
I
add
mean,
two more clubs into it: Nottingham Forest,
now,
Aston Villa as well.
yeah, look at them now. No one talks about
Look
them
at them
now.
now. Nobody talks about them.
Nobody talks about.
You the thing is, as fans, I
We
understand the
the,
fans not letting this quality or these expectations that the fans have dropped, because the moment that you let it drop is the moment that the club is gonna take it complacent and gonna think, oh, this is okay. You know what you get what I mean, isn't it? So I understand the fans not letting it drop, but the thing is, we have played two games right now into the Premier League, which at the end of the day, it is only two games. Maybe one game was winnable, and the next game, which was Chelsea, maybe it was a bit more harder to play. I
no,
understand that.
but
But
okay. I'm Arteta. I'm sorry. What's my game plan, guys? Don't fucking lose to Chelsea. Simple.
mm,
Do whatever you fucking want to do, but you don't lose. I don't want any goal to be conceded. Up front, you got to do whatever you want, but at the
yeah,
back, nothing goes. And that's where Simeone mentality, like a coach like Simeone, a coach like Anthony Conte, a coach like Mourinho, a coach like not Van Dijk, what's his name, the United coach. Then there's
Van Gaal.
Van Gaal. Van Gaal would have done, and that's what we need. We lack of spirit, Arsenal. We lack heart. We lack spirit, and for me, Conte can bring that.
Conte would bring that. I have 100% faith in it because I've seen Conte firsthand and I know what he can do to a club. But Conte would require a lot of funds,
A
and
lot of
that's what
fun.
Conte is.
Yes, but
But
don't you think sometimes a club like Arsenal need a manager to challenge the board?
oh
Because
yes,
right
but the
now,
thing is,
Arteta is all
Conte
yes,
is
yes,
also
is
the
all.
type of player who type of coach who would come in within 10 days, and if he understands that he's not getting the funds, he'll walk away. What would you do then?
But that's the message. Is good. This is healthy for our club. We need that. We
At the
need
end of the day, yes, I would
we need
say.
that. But we need a shock from the top to the bottom. We need a shock. Someone has to come with a hammer and say, "Listen, I don't like what you guys do. Do it this way. Boom. Change here. Change here. Change here. Change here." Even if they have to sack the CEO, sack the CEO, sack the technical, sack them, get rid of them, employ better employees, pay better, lose money now and gain for the next 2 years. And that's
Right.
been your
So
project.
I think we have covered Arsenal quite a bit now. I think I think Flo said, he has heard everything that there is to hear. But what I would like to see is hear about your guys' FPL updates. How has it been?
I haven't
Did you
watched
guys?
it. I haven't seen my one this week.
Yeah. So
Um,
I got, I think, about 45 points, which is horrible.
Probably less
Do you
than
know
that.
what happened to me? I had this stupid guy called Randolph from Aston Villa in the team, and obviously, and I had Tim Krul in the bench. Fucking Randolph didn't play. They substitute Tim Krul into the team, and Tim Krul got -2 points, and I lost 2 points. And then I got so many defenders who I got two defenders in the bench who got 6 points. John McGinn 3 points, and all my defenders did well. And stupid Tim Krul ruined it for me. It ruined it for me.
For
But
me, I've got 17 points on the bench, which
Oh,
is
well, I
17
got.
points on the bench, and my entire midfield has 11 points.
so
My
my
entire midfield.
defense got 17 points. My midfield got 8, 12, 15, 21 points, and my forwards got 12 points because I had Timo Werner. That
Mhm.
fucker didn't start. Ah,
Um,
I love
I
Timo. And I think Timo will be starting for Liverpool. We will be doing a big preview on Liverpool versus Chelsea on Saturday as well. So that is a big game to
By the
be.
way, I think Anta, if you can, why don't you display the FPL code if you have it? Uh,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I will share it once the stream is done. I will put it in the description so people can join us in the FPL as well. And then we can go on. This Friday we will be setting up the FPL team as well for the game week 3, and then we can do it together with you live. So that's a good thing.
Well,
So,
my
oh,
FPL,
mhm.
I'm at 11 points up front. Made about 21 points, no, 19 points midfield, and I made 24 points in defense and 6 points with Sanchez, 63 points in total.
Holy crap!
Shit, man.
And my total, I am, well, I'm part of Few League. I'm 156.
Holy shit! To be honest,
Yeah,
I'm the
how do
last
you?
in my our league, so that doesn't matter.
I'm
I'm
bad.
horrible
Man,
with fantasy Premier League.
damn.
But coming on to another game that was played, Manchester United versus Southampton.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. I told you at the start of the season when we did the first stream before the first week, I said on paper we have a team that can easily challenge for the top spot. Easily. The difference is going to be the manager. Hands down, the difference is going to be the manager, whether we win anything or not. Not the team. You cannot blame the team anymore because I mean, to be honest, I watched the game and I felt really, pissed off. Number one, you have Donny van de Beek on the bench, who's a defensive midfielder. Doesn't bring him on.
he's an
Brings on.
attacking midfielder.
No, he's
He's
actually he's been
very.
repurposed now. So he has been asked to put on weight and things like that to play
That's not
him
gonna work.
in a
That's
bit
bad.
more defensive.
Donny
That
But then
Donny
again,
is an attacking midfielder.
yes, but when you're 1-1 and you got 15 minutes to go or 20 minutes to go, you don't bring on Jesse Lingard, right? That's a fact. You don't bring on Jesse Lingard. You got two horrible central midfielders who were giving away the ball the entire night. Matic was off pace. He did okay. Fred, I'm not even going to start. I mean, so
Frederick.
bad, right? And McTominay didn't start because I think he had a
quick
knock.
question: what was the substitution Lingard came to for who?
So it was uh,
1 second.
Fred
I
who
think
went off.
Sancho came in for Martial.
Yeah, Sancho came in for Martial. Then Fred went off in the 80th
Yeah,
minute or
Fred
something.
came in for Fred went off for Scotty Mac, and
And
then
there was another
1 second.
third substitution for, uh, I believe it was Matic. Was it Matic?
Yeah,
I
so yeah,
mean,
Matic went off at 86 and Jesse came on at
Jesse Lingard
86.
comes on.
but
So
I'm surprised you guys don't rate Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard is good, but the problem is Jesse Lingard is good in a team that does not attack. In a counter-attacking team, Jesse
he's
Lingard
good.
is amazing. Like look at him how well he did at West Ham.
Did United give him a chance?
Yeah,
Like
he
now
played
Which they
under
did.
Van
today,
Gaal. He was in the first team under Van Gaal almost every game. He was in the first team under Mourinho almost every game.
but he's a
And
different player now.
yeah, but I don't
Under
think he's
Never give him a chance because don't forget
Yes,
like
but
a
that's the
peak
problem here, right?
a peak of a footballer comes when you become more mature into and Lingard. I don't want to defend him on anything, but he had a lot of personal issues. His girlfriend cheated on him, and to Jason Derulo, or not anyone, Jason Derulo, the big singer. So that hurts, like that hurts. And Jason Derulo is taking care of his kid. So
Oh.
you got celebrity,
yeah, but
egos, and
here's the thing.
now
You've got
Lingard
to
for me, I'm sorry
produce.
to say, for me, I think
I mean,
people, he's for me Lingard. He's an academy player. He's probably one of the last few one. Keep that guy. He's not bad. Keep him as a
I
squad
don't think
player. For
I
me,
don't
yes.
think he's. I mean, he's good, but he's West Ham good. He's not Man United good. When we are going for the Champions League spots, when we're playing against Chelsea, when you're playing against
Exactly right. Exactly right, Flo. So this is what I was gonna come in to say as well. Jesse Lingard is good when you are playing in as a low block and trying to counter attack. Jesse uses his pace and his trickery and then goes in and scores the goal. He's excellent when it comes to
So
finishing.
for him coming into Southampton was the correct. He's not coming against Chelsea or
No. So
Man
the
City or
thing is,
Liverpool.
no, but that's the thing. In order for you to do that, Manchester United needs to play counter-attacking football, which they don't play. They play more direct now, and it's different, and it doesn't suit
No,
what Jesse plays.
even if we do play counter-attacking football, Flo, the problem is we can play counter-attacking football against open teams like Leeds. We can play counter-attacking against Arsenal, against Chelsea, because you know they are going to attack as well. You can sit back and then push forward.
Yeah,
But teams like Southampton, they sit. They sit
they
and
will
sit.
also say so. There is no point in Jesse, but then, which comes to the other point, you're playing you're in your semi-finals. You're playing against PSG. PSG brings on, let's say, Angel Di Maria, who is actually now on the bench, into the game at the 60th minute. You need to change something. Bruno is out of gas. Paul Pogba is out of gas on the wings. What is your option? Are you going to bring in Jesse Lingard?
I mean, I don't want to say anything about Jesse Lingard because all I'm saying is I would like to see the more of him, the new Jesse Lingard after West Ham spell, because that boosted him. That he became a top draw player. He's wanted.
Mm.
So
But
now
that team,
I would like to see him now, like just give it to Jan. Prove him, like give him a chance. Okay, you've been on loan. You were outstanding on your loan spell. I will give you that chance. The only chance you get is from now to Jan. You don't perform from Jan, you go.
I get that. I think that's a fair call from Flo. I mean that's a fair deal, and I do believe Jesse would do very well at a West Ham if he goes to a West
Yeah,
Ham. Or
absolutely.
also, I think Jesse would do excellent in an Atletico Madrid team as well, who likes to defend and play on the counter most of the time as well. Because look at what he this guy Simeone is very good when he has some counter attacking type players, and but it is what it is with Jesse. But Manchester United, they need to pick up 3 points this weekend. There is no doubt about it. They have to do it. You Flo, Arsenal will have a tough opponent in Manchester City, which is going to be a difficult game. Chelsea also has a mammoth
I don't know if you guys seen for
game.
Arsenal. I saw some news saying the other guy got till October.
Yeah, 5 games more.
Five more games that if you did not perform on the 5 game that they would consider him as giving the red card.
And also, I heard this news: Hussein Mawa linked with Spurs.
Yeah, I won't be surprised.
This
I
is
won't be
ridiculous,
surprised.
Flo.
And he's
This
going
is
for
somebody.
and he's going for only 17 million. 17 million. That's all they want, yo.
And what were your impressions on Lukaku's first game this weekend? How has he? Do you see any difference in him to the way he played in the Premier League a couple of years ago?
To be honest, I expect that of him because I know him well. I know Lukaku really well. I know the way he plays. I know his background. I knew he would one day flourish as probably a top 5 number 9 in the world, and he is currently in the top 5 easy. And what he has done basically, he didn't play against our best defense either. He played against a mediocre defense because holding is not there. Absolutely rubbish. Prabhu Mari, I got disappointed. I was very disappointed with him.
He
let
could
me
have done
down
better, though. He could have definitely done better.
because Lukaku just used strength. He just put weight. It's like what Tyson Fury.
He didn't make Lukaku do much. Like he didn't make
It's like
Lukaku work for it.
It's like the fight between Tyson Fury and Wilder. You know, like how Tyson Fury won the second fight by putting his body weight against Wilder and bashing boom, boom,
Knocked
boom,
him
left, right,
out.
center. Just weight body. And literally, this is exactly what Lukaku done. And Tuchel explained it really well. This is what he wanted to see from him. What can he do? he, I mean, Lukaku was. I mean, you seen the comment afterwards that he done a complete number nine job. I'm a number nine on my youth. I love to see that from a number nine. This is what we want.
Mhm.
So he ticked all the box. He could have had a second goal. He did not have a
Oh,
second goal.
brilliant save.
Yeah,
My God,
that
that
was a good
save.
save.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Oof.
this is sort of entrance where he could have, if he would have scored a hat trick, that could have been probably his best comeback.
Mm.
But
I mean, it's not a
Chelsea,
bad performance
no,
anyway.
I mean, he was there. He was ready for the game. He was hungry for the game. Uh, he killed the defense. He done
To be
whatever he
to
had
be
to do.
honest, the main thing that I seen from him is like when you seen him shoot, right? Uh,
Confidence, man,
confidence.
confidence.
He shot once, twice, it hit the defense, and so on and so forth. But he didn't give up. He just wanted more. He wanted to go once again, once more, once more. It's like he was relentless. He took 11 shots in that game.
Listen, we talk about Lukaku. We don't talk about anyone else. You know, like these guys. There's few number nine who would do that, and he's one of them. So he got good mentors. I mean, I was so glad one of his interview that he mentioned about Nikola Anelka
Oh yes,
because he's a
he
forgotten
mentioned
one.
every single player that helped
Because
him. Oh, incredible.
Anelka, I don't know, you guys probably a bit too young to see what he has done.
I remember Anelka
But
like yesterday.
from the golden days when he was at Monaco, from the age of, I was living in France back then, and Anelka, he was a name. It was not
Mm.
Thierry Henry. It was Anelka the man, and what a player! But he, I mean, he had his character. He has his own part for whatever he has to do, and I was glad, in fact, that Lukaku didn't mention about him,
Mm.
mention about Didier Drogba all the time, mention about Thierry Henry. You know, he's mature. He's mature. He's perfect. Literally, he's literally close for perfection. I love him. I think any club would have loved to have a number nine. I think Man City would have regret not going for him for cheaper than paying a Hurricane 125 million, because the mentality that guy bring
I think so.
is it's
I think we
massive.
got lucky. I really think we got lucky with Lukaku.
Yeah. And I think even United, I mean, sometimes you should not go back to your player. But if United would have had the Lukaku today,
Oh,
wow.
imagine
But
Sancho
I
crossing
don't
it
think
in.
no man. I don't think he is a good fit. He's a great striker, but I don't think he's a United fit because the way Oli plays, it doesn't suit Lukaku. You
See,
Then
know,
it's not
that's
the
the
same.
difference, bro. This is not the same Lukaku that you seen at United. He's
yeah.
not that. He's not the striker who
Look,
wanted
a
to
striker
always
is
run
a
in
striker.
behind.
A
No,
striker
no,
is
no,
a
no.
striker, but
There
you
are two
can't take
types of
every
strikers.
striker.
There
No,
are two types of
listen.
strikers. There are strikers who play with the back against the defense and do his thing and use his strength and so on and so forth, which Lukaku tried to do before, and he was bullied off the ball when he was playing at United because he was trying to do his thing and so on and so forth. But now he is playing with the back against the defense and
I think the line,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some connection issues. But I mean, I get what he's trying to say. But the way Lukaku's playing, he's good striker. Of course, 20 goals guaranteed. But I don't think the way we play and the way Lukaku plays is not ideally suited. Of
What
course,
did Sorry to
he
interrupt you.
wasn't shoot mostly to use his pace.
What do you think about Robert Lewandowski coming to United?
who? Sorry?
Lewandowski,
Lewandowski.
Robert.
Lewandowski. Okay. So it's like this. I think Lewandowski would be good, but then again, the way we play again, we play more counter-attacking football. If we like even Cavani, we have a problem because he's good. He'll get you goals, but he's not the counter-attacking striker. So I think definitely we'll go for Haaland because you need the speed to match what we have on the flanks, right?
But I
You
don't
need this.
think you joined us before in the stream when we spoke about Haaland. Did you see his wage demands and why Chelsea didn't go for him?
No, I think we can manage it because
Eight hundred
I
and
believe there
fifty
was
thousand pounds a week.
no. I think because now that the 150 million or whatever valuation is going to go down to somewhere around 80
No, no. So
or
this
so.
is this is the thing, right? Next season, this is what is gonna happen. I mean, this is what is demanded from Haaland. So his
But at the
personal
same time,
wages and
this will
the
reduce
and
next year.
Briola's figures
Yeah.
will remain the same, but his transfer fee is reducing from 150 to 65, and also there is bonuses that might be added on top of it that might make it 90 million, but that is highly unlikely. That depends on whether he wins something or not. However, on top of that 65 million, his wage demands are as follows, right? You try to make sense of this. 800 and sorry 50 million euros per year for Haaland, and then on top of that is his agent fees of 40 million euros, which is a fee that will be paid once and that will be done. So 50 million euros per year, which does not include his bonuses, will equate to 850,000 euros a week. I don't think United is stupid enough to do that.
I don't think anyone would buy for that price.
No.
Nobody can afford. Nobody can afford Haaland right now. Wish what will happen that Mina Raiola will have to shred down the price, go for lower salary demand, go for lower fee. This thing could happen. When
No,
if
he
this
has to
if,
reduce something.
no, it will be reduced. That's the game, you know. This, I think they knew that. They knew in advance it was almost impossible deal to happen for Haaland. They knew that, and the only reason that because Dortmund don't want to release Haaland as well. So they play the game. You know what? Dortmund will only release him if someone come with some crazy prices, which nobody did.
Yeah.
Which nobody did.
No, but
So
the thing is, we actually said we are okay to pay 150 million for their asking price. That's fine. We were willing to pay that transfer fee, but we were not willing to pay his wage demands. And that's why we backed out of the deal.
the
But
wage
at the end of the
demand,
day,
the wage demand was basically was a deal, like a win-win situation for them, because they knew that they didn't want Dortmund didn't want to release him. Although you guys
oh
said
no, yeah,
yes,
Dortmund had a
yeah,
win-win situation in the sense of, okay, if the wage demands were okay, they would give us 150 million. If the wage demands were not okay, they wouldn't give 100. We wouldn't get it, but we would have Haaland. But
that's
at
right.
the end of next season, they will have 65 million.
They'll have more. You think he's
No,
going to
but
go for
that's his
65?
release clause.
Yeah, they'll go for more. Doesn't matter. It's an
No,
auction.
but that's his release clause.
It's an auction.
No,
It's
no, no. It's
the
not
no
an
no
option. It is a
no no
definite
no
release clause of
no no no
65.
no not option. Auction.
Oh
So
no, no.
some
So you can't
so
auction a
what?
player off.
Yeah, you can. Basically, you got 60 million. That's his price tag. His price tag is 60 million. Arsenal put a bid for 65 million. United put a bid for 70 million. Chelsea put a bid for 100 million. Who Dortmund will pick?
Oh no.
Chelsea.
So no, this is the thing. Dortmund does not have a say in this now. That's the way that they have pulled up the agreements, because they wanted him to only stay at Dortmund for 2 years or 3 years maximum, and that's why they put in the release clause of 65 million, so that they can get this player released at 65 million, no questions asked from Dortmund, and make the best out of his salary and the agent fees. So Raiola, as you said before, the Messi and Ronaldo of the agent world, has done this so that they can make more money for the player as well as
Yeah,
himself. And whatever said and done, there would be 10 clubs who come and say we are able to pay 65 million. They are able to discuss with the player his wages. The player has the opportunity to choose which club he wants to go. Maybe he will go to the club who's going to pay him the most. but
absolutely. Yeah.
but it's just, to me right now, I love Haaland. I would have loved him at Chelsea, but right now at what he wanted and him being with this parasite, I don't want him anywhere near my club. To be honest, that's just how I think about him.
I mean,
I'm
right now
just so
you don't
angry.
need him. You don't need him
No,
now.
we actually don't need him, to be honest. Yes.
So you just vote for Lukaku. But before I mean, before buying a striker, then I think Haaland would have been a good fit for Chelsea.
Oh no, 100%. He would have been an excellent fit, not at that amount.
No,
Just imagine the risk. What if he flopped? You always have a chance to flop. It's not like
it's a
he's
gamble.
like 100% thing. He is definitely gonna score. Timo Werner scored 52 goals before coming into Chelsea.
How many goals did he score a season?
Uh, 15 all competitions, but he had 18 to 20 assists. So it wasn't a bad season. It's just that he had misses
No.
that was so ridiculous that it just outshone what he did in his thing. Uh, so Tilina is back with us now. Uh, we with us in the stream. But yeah, so Tilina, as I was saying before, it. Sorry, you were off with the work call. Haaland's
Yep.
wage demands are 850,000 euros a week. Do you want that at United?
I don't think we will accept that. Definitely not that amount, because we might as well go for Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo with that amount. But I'm just saying, when I said Haaland is a good fit, I did not mean the wages. I mean the way he plays, right?
Mm,
There's a reason he got along well with Sancho. They created a lot of goals for Dortmund, and the profile of him suits United because that's a more counter-attacking style. He can keep up with the pace that we have up front. That's why.
mm,
Now, I wasn't talking about the wages, but
mm.
what I meant was the profile.
No, 100%. No, I agree. He would, to be honest, he would fit any team coming in because he's such a good player, and all that is good, well and good. But my thing is, do you want that parasite to come back to your club again? That parasite of
You mean the
Mino.
manager?
No, no. Yeah, the stupid bastard Mino.
Mino.
I
Mino.
also have a theory. I have this theory that
I
Paul
mean,
Pogba might leave to
you,
PSG this season. I have this theory.
you talk about parasite him. At the same time, on his defense, he's doing business.
Oh
He
no, I
knows
know. He's
because
a
he
parasite.
no because that guy. Oh no, we talk about. So what about the clubs? Do you think clubs there's no loyalty before clubs. So
Yes, but there is no loyalty. Yes, 100%. I
he's paying
agree.
30. His fees is 15% for him. The rest is for the
No,
player.
and this is why I'm thinking now there is a high chance of Paul Pogba to move this summer because
He's not
listen to
gonna
my
go.
listen to my theory, right?
But you got
Maybe
only
I'm wrong.
5-6 days, man, for the
Yes,
win.
listen to my theory. First let me land and then you guys can say what you like to say. I think you all know that Real Madrid found some cash apparently in Florentino Perez's couch of 160 million. As you all know, this money generally comes out without with everything, and they have bidded this to PSG, and PSG has said to Kylian Mbappe, and PSG has turned it down. So they are coming in with another bid. Manchester United suddenly started looking at central midfielders quite intently. They weren't looking at many central midfielders. They were looking at it, but not so tightly like on Saul Niguez, and recently it started coming out again with Ruben Neves and so on and so forth. Maybe if this deal happens between Real Madrid and PSG, they might use that funds to buy Paul Pogba from Manchester United. So United is looking at buying
I
a
think
new midfielder.
that might be a
You're
small issue.
correct, but it's not Paul Pogba, it's
It's
CR7.
Cristiano. I think it's Cristiano. That's who they're going for. Maybe not the transfer fee won't be that much, but I think in terms of wages, they'll have to fork out a huge amount for Cristiano's wages. I will be most probably double that of
Yeah, but Cristiano
Mbappe.
came out and said that he is not moving to
No,
PSG.
I think that's yeah,
That can happen. If PSG put the money, CR7 is and Messi play
yeah.
together.
And not to forget, Italian clubs are currently in the
They
gutter
got no
with
money.
yeah.
They got no money.
But I don't think CR7 is that type of player who would go to PSG. I think CR7 is a type of player who would come to the Premier League maybe to Manchester City, because there is this massive rumor which
Never,
which is
never.
not loose links,
No, he
would
won't.
come into.
He got too much. He's got too much
No,
respect
but
for
I
United.
think yes, but I think
and
his thing
United
to
fans,
win.
I guarantee United fans still make Cristiano more money than he would ever make if he goes to City.
I'm not
United
saying
fans
he will.
still buy
This
his
will be a
merch,
popular thing to
so
happen. I'm
he'll
not
lose a lot
saying
of
that.
money by going there. He'll lose a lot. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
but
he'll lose a lot.
no, this transfer window has been crazy, and the last 5 days is gonna get more crazier as well.
Yeah.
But hopefully by the hopefully I think by the end of this week, apparently Jules Kunde also might be done as well, so that's looking pretty good. um However, boys, it has been a great stream today. Quite
And that was good.
Yeah.
it's quite good, heated debates,
I can't
everything.
wait for the team of the week against Arsenal and City to
Oh yeah.
You
see.
guys, man, you guys are
Flo,
taking the
I
piss
cannot
now.
wait to
Huh?
see
No,
you
no,
make
I'm
your
You guys are
arguments.
taking. I'm not
no,
making
so
argument. You
see
guys are taking
No,
the
no.
piss now.
Argument for Arsenal players to get on that combined team.
See,
maybe on Friday we will be doing maybe a fantasy Premier League stream to get our teams set up, and on Saturday we will do a preview for Chelsea versus Liverpool, because that's going to be interesting. Virgil van Dijk versus Big Rom. I don't think Big Rom will have a very easy game against Virgil, because Virgil is he's not Pablo Mari. I'll tell you that.
you have to still use an Arsenal player as a comparison. I
So
mean, you
he is
guys.
not Pablo Mari. I'm just stating a fact. I'm stating a fact.
And also, I think I don't know why Arsenal didn't go for Kurt Zuma. Maybe it's the rivalries and things like that. But
Exactly
if
right.
they had gotten
26
Kurt
million.
Zuma, for Kurt Zuma, even if they gave 10 million extra to Chelsea, I think Kurt Zuma would have handled Lukaku much better. Much better.
You know something? You picked on something that is very hurtful to Flo, because Flo actually loves Kurtzuma and he wanted him
No,
at
but I
Arsenal.
always said, I mean, me doesn't hurt me anymore personally. Everything you said, for me, that just goes one ear goes to the other. It's just when I, you just
No,
when
but
I,
I think
when I
Zuma
hear
went to when he told you he went
when
to.
I hear
Zuma is going to
mediocratic
West Ham.
debate, then only I get involved. Otherwise, I won't get involved.
Yeah, but I mean, if Zuma is going to a club that doesn't even have, that much of a hype around it, I mean, they do, but they are not a Champions League um, kind of a club. Arsenal,
They're
even
in
though they are not
Europa
there,
League, I think. So that's the
yeah, but
thing.
even though they are not there, I think Arsenal have a much more bigger pull.
Oh
Anyway,
yes.
that's that.
If
Let's.
if
I
if
mean,
Arsenal came in for Kurt Zuma, I have no doubt Zuma would have signed for Arsenal. Same like
me,
Tammy.
you know what would I've done? I would have kept Saliba if I was Arteta. I would have
Oh
kept
yes.
Saliba, his big guy, brought in Jerome Boateng free of charge from Bayern Munich, 35 years old. So what?
Oh,
So
Chelsea got
what?
Thiago Silva. Didn't
Exactly.
he still plays without any problem?
35. I get him at the back. I still got 50 million in the bank. I haven't spent that money. I put that money into a very top midfielder, Usemawa. I would
17 million. You got some more left.
17 million, and the rest, Tammy Abraham. He shall have gone for
35
us.
million.
35
Another
million.
striker.
I got Jerome Boat for what? Just from one player, just from Ben White, I would have got Jerome Boateng, kept Saliba, have
Hey, why
Usemawa,
don't you
and
throw in
have
Jesse
Abraham.
Lingard in there as well? Jesse Lingard could be a
No,
perfect
and
fit for
also
Arsenal.
at the same time,
No,
also
because
at the
I would
same
have
time,
because I would have not sell Willock. I would have kept Willock. For
and
me,
also at the
I see
same time,
Will.
also get Sambi and Tavares as well, because Sambi is a good player.
But yeah, I would say with 50 million, this is what I would have done because
50 is not bad.
my priority is up front. We don't know how to score goals. We know how to defend. We didn't
Then
have Gabriel.
I mean, Tammy Abraham and I think Jesse Lingard would have been a good
Oh,
duo
he
for you.
would have done something.
Yeah.
I prefer Usamawa. I've seen Usamawa
Yeah.
the way he plays. I like that type of football. Like he's very.
And also, Hussein Mawa would be cheaper
He's
than
more.
Jesse
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, because just Lingard, all that they bring the English tax on top of it, so that's very
Mm.
expensive. 35 million, I rather
No, I
buy
think he's
Samawa.
going for 25, 20 or 25, I think.
25. It's a good price for me. By 28 years
Still
old.
very good, and also maybe put in something to help Partey out in the middle as well. So Sambi there, I think, would have helped him out. But
Sambi is good. Sambi is a top player. I think he's gonna be
he'll be excellent.
he be excellent. He just need to have leadership around him. That's all.
Hmm?
And that's what we lack.
Yep. And with that, we are gonna wrap this up. Thank you for all you guys who joined us and sent us your lovely comments. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Twitch. On Facebook, as well as subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a like. Tell us what you want us to do. It motivates us. It gives us the passion and the drive to do more content like this. See you guys soon on the next stream on Friday, and hope to see you guys there. And yeah, let's see what happens in this transfer window. 5 days more. It's gonna be interesting, man.
All
See
right.
you, boys.
See
All
you,
right.
gents. Thank you very much,
See you.
guys.
All right.